Hello, beautiful divine soul. Welcome back to Embrace Your Life 888. I'm Melanie. If you're new here, I'm so excited to have you. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back and clicking on this video. Hey, if you want to go ahead and like it on the way in and subscribe if you haven't already, it would really mean a lot to me. So this is actually, divine soul, a random free-for-all deep dive reading. I am just going to go with my intuition and see what we need to see. So first of all, I do have a little bit of something outlined. This is my, it's called Chakra Healing, a beginner's guide to self-healing techniques that balance the chakras, okay? And this is by Margarita Alcantara. Margarita Alcantara. Okay. So what I felt like I needed to do was, let's do a random, this is what I like to do. What does the Divine Collective need to see that's watching this video? What do we need to see? What is the energy for this reading? Okay, my eyes went to guilt. Chakras affected, sacral and solar, okay? So your sacral is, these are the lower chakras. Sacral is in the reproductive area, okay? And then the solar plexus is right here above the navel. Guilt is the feeling of having done something wrong, whether the perception is true or not. This emotion is often related to the sacral plexus chakra, which is at the seat of our emotions. This energy center is also associated with pleasure and emotions of our sexuality. If we were taught to repress our sexuality and our emotions growing up, we often feel guilt and shame in our adult life. Guilt is meant to help us keep things in check, but usually this is an unproductive emotion that blocks us from receiving pleasure, and healthy pleasure is what we experience when our sacral plexus is balanced. Because guilt can impact our self-esteem and our sense of power, our solar plexus chakra can also be affected. A big part of healing this, other than the sacral plexus and solar plexus chakra remedies in this book, is to allow ourselves to feel our feelings rather than deny them or push them down. Whew. So let me tell you, friends, divine souls, when we repress emotions, okay, not only are we doing ourselves a disservice by negating the fact that we are human, but we are also causing ourselves disease. And that can actually, repressing an emotion can cause so much. It's like a ping pong effect or a snowball effect in our bodies. So, maybe you are feeling like you have guilt around sexuality and pleasure. Maybe you grew up in an environment or a structured way to where you were not allowed to think about it, talk about it, express it healthily, of course. Or maybe you grew up in an environment where you were abused sexually. Maybe you had, or maybe you've been in relationships where you have been put on a pedestal for that. Maybe that's all you were good for. in the relationship. So you have a shame or guilt around it because you were never seen for who you truly are on the inside and what you have as a gift to the world. Or, maybe you were repressed. Maybe you have gender identity issues where you have been trying to figure that out, your identity. And so that can lead to guilt around your sexuality. So this is what we're looking at today. The sacral and the solar. So your identity comes at that solar plexus chakra, your power, your identity, your willpower, determination. It's where you gain the strength and courage and ability to stand on your own 2 feet steadily and say, this is me. I am me. Okay? That was good stuff. Okay, so what can we see here? I'm being led to my little deck here. It's got a lot of information about the angels and ascended masters and spirit guides, angel numbers. What do we need to know about this reading? What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Plant guides. So maybe you're connecting with Mother Gaia right now. Maybe you're finding solace and grounding in Mother Gaia right now with the plants right now, the Andromedans, okay? Freedom, joy, and helping humanity transition to higher vibrations. You are a light being. You are a beautiful ray of light that is here to raise the vibration of the planet. And, we're constantly working on ourselves. Just because we've healed doesn't mean there aren't triggers that come up that may bring those old wounds back into a spotlight or highlight them again. And you can look at them at a different perspective now. You can say to yourself, okay, that was me. I am accepting of that identity as a past me. I understand that that version of me was wounded, that I needed to work through the issues that were or were not in my control. And as that past version of you, you can now say that I am now, and you can say the opposite. I am no longer guilty of blah, 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 fill in the blank. I am strong. I am powerful. I am a confident, sensual being. I have the ability to bring sensuality and oneness to the world with my divine light. 666. You might be seeing sixes. Balance between material and spiritual. self-care, healthy boundaries. Okay, and that's really what it's all about. Balance, self-care. Okay, so when you're feeling these feelings of guilt come up, you acknowledge them. You feel the emotion. Don't decline it. Don't disregard it. Feel it. Embrace it. Understand it. Accept it. Bring a positive affirmation into it. Release it with love and with light, and you let it go. And then you're able to fully feel like a healed being. You know, just because you've done the healing work doesn't mean the trigger's not going to come. It will. The healing work is what, you're not magically somebody else, right? You just know the coping mechanisms and the healing techniques to move past those things, to work through it when it comes to the surface again. Okay, that's life. That's experience. That's knowing that you are a healed being. It's not pretending that you are magically someone else. That's not who you are. You still have to embrace that shadow self. You still have to understand that the triggers are going to happen. It's how you deal with them. That is your character. That is the healed version of yourself. 1616. So you might be seeing sevens as well. Positive mindset. Balance, material, financial with spiritual development. Positive changes in personal and career. This is all based around positivity and balance, okay? Finding balance in the 3D with the 5D. This is really what is happening right now for the collective. You're leaving those old cycles behind. Those triggers, those wounds. You're leaving them behind, but you're acknowledging that they exist. You're leaving behind the identity that you placed with those wounds and triggers and unhealed versions of yourself, the shadow self, the dualities, right? But you're not negating the fact that that's who you were and that you will have to continue to work on those things throughout your lifetime, okay? And it's just how it is. You can be the most sovereign, peaceful, healed being, okay? You could be the most monk-like sage, okay? But you're still human. That's what we need to talk about as divine beings and as ascended beings, is that as long as we walk on this 3D plane and exist here, we are going to be in human meat suits. The Mintakans, pure, clear water, consciousness, dreamer energy. The Mintakans are always speaking to me because I do connect with water. And you might as well also, divine soul. Water is so purifying and cleansing, and for those emotions, especially when they come up, that guilt, that shame, okay? And water is also very sensual, okay? And I do feel like at this time, we're being called to cleanse. Whether it's in a body of water, in the shower, a bath, maybe just being around a flowing body of water. You don't have to actually submerge yourself in it. It's the flowing of the water, okay? The element of the water is what's going to bring that balance to the emotions that you're feeling right now. So, Divine Soul, I do hope this finds you well. I do feel that this is in the energy. I feel like there are stipulations, and I think we're putting ourselves in, I think we're having a hard time because we're putting ourselves on a pedestal. You know, we want to be so good and heal divine beings because we have put in the work, and this is true. And there might be things going on within your life where you say to yourself, there's no way in hell I'm going back to that lifestyle. There's no way in hell I'm ever going to resonate with who I used to be and what I used to do, and you know, that type of thing, okay? And whatever came of it, however it happened for you, that may have caused guilt or shame in your life, Divine Soul. But the key here is to allow the emotions. Don't disregard them and say, oh, no, I'm a healed being. There's no, I don't resonate with that anymore. No. Okay? You don't have to be like that. You don't have to pretend that it didn't happen, because it did, and it's going to be a trigger. Just like with addiction, okay? The most sober person of 20 years can walk in a space where their vice is prominently located and still have a trigger. Okay? Just the same with emotions and healing. It's all the same kind of thing, okay? It happens. Acknowledgement, acceptance, forgiveness, releasing with love and light. And I do send you so much love and light, Divine Soul. Until next time, thank you so much for supporting this channel by liking, subscribing, commenting. I do love you so much.